Imagine a world where every financial move you make is predicted. Every market trend is preemptively known. Now, imagine the chaos when this power falls into the wrong hands. Welcome to Unforeseen Events: The Corporate Conspiracy, a tale of ambition, deceit, and the relentless pursuit of power within the walls of corporate finance. Christine, a meticulous financial analyst, encounters Jason, a charismatic colleague with a secretive project. This seemingly ordinary interaction at a bank office is where our story begins, setting the stage for a narrative riddled with ambition and secrecy.
Jason, revealing only snippets of his grand plan, invites me to join him, hinting at the potential of a revolutionary tool designed to predict market trends.
The allure of innovation and the mystery surrounding the project piqued Christine's interest, pulling her into a whirlwind of corporate intrigue.
As they discuss the project over lunch at a quaint street cafe, the seeds of a deep-seated conspiracy are sown, unbeknownst to Christine. This lunch marks the first of many unforeseen events, weaving a complex web of professional relationships and moral dilemmas. Development of the promised tool kicks off in a small, cluttered office with Christine, Jason, and a new ally, Artoria.
The trio, fueled by a mix of excitement and determination, dives deep into the complexities of neural networks and financial algorithms.
We discuss the revolutionary nature of the tool, but also the immense challenges we face, from ensuring data integrity to the technical limitations of current technologies.
As we push the boundaries of financial analysis, we become aware of the enormity of what we are creating.
They are not just building a tool, they are potentially reshaping the future of market analysis. This realization brings with it a sense of responsibility and urgency, driving them to perfect their creation. The tranquility of innovation is shattered when Christine discovers Jason's colleague, Michael, presenting their project as his own in a corporate meeting.
The betrayal stings, not just because of the theft, but because it threatens to derail everything we have worked for.
The trio's immediate response is a mix of outrage and strategic planning.
They realize that merely confronting Michael would not be enough. They need to prove their ownership of the project. This part of the narrative heightens the tension, as the protagonists must navigate the delicate power dynamics within the corporation to protect their invention. Their strategy involves gathering incontrovertible evidence and rallying support from other key figures in the company, setting the stage for a dramatic confrontation. This episode not only tests their ingenuity, but also their integrity and unity as a team. The confrontation with corporate executives is tense and fraught with risk. As Jason, Christine, and Artoria present their case, they blend factual evidence with personal testimony, challenging Michael's claims in this high-stakes meeting.
We've meticulously gathered the data, and our findings clearly show the true origin and development of the project.
Moreover, our approach not only enhances efficiency, but also aligns with the ethical guidelines that this corporation stands for.
It's crucial to recognize the difference between mere participation and actual leadership. Michael's contributions, while present, do not reflect the core innovations that our team has developed.
This part explores themes of power, influence, and the often blurry line between right and wrong in corporate environments. The protagonists must outmaneuver Michael's attempts to discredit them, using every tool at their disposal, from technical explanations to appeals to corporate ethics. Their struggle is not just about reclaiming the project, but about asserting their values and vision for what the corporate world could be. It's a fight to shift the balance of power and to make a statement that integrity and innovation should go hand in hand. With the stakes higher than ever, the trio works tirelessly to gather all necessary evidence against Michael.
We've been delving into financial records, emails, and other communications, piecing together a damning picture of deceit.
The presentation of our findings to the management is a pivotal moment in our story.
It's not just about exposing Michael, but about vindicating ourselves and our commitment to ethical business practices.
The detailed evidence you presented leaves little room for doubt, swinging corporate opinion in your favor.
This exposure serves as a cathartic release for the team, but also sends ripples through the entire company, prompting a reevaluation of practices and protocols. It's a moment of triumph mixed with sobering realizations about the vulnerabilities inherent in the corporate system. After the tumultuous events, the trio emerges victorious, securing not only their project but also their positions within the company.
This resolution is a moment of celebration, but also of reflection.
We reflect on our journey from the initial excitement of innovation to the disheartening betrayal and finally to our hard-won victory.
The victory is sweet, but it's the reflections that truly shape us.
This part explores the personal growth of each character, the bonds they've strengthened, and the lessons they've learned about trust, perseverance, and corporate integrity. They come out of the ordeal wiser, more cautious, and more committed to their ideals, ready to face new challenges with a renewed sense of purpose and unity. The events of unforeseen events. The corporate conspiracy offer a microcosm of larger issues plaguing the corporate world. This part delves into the implications of the story for corporate ethics, governance, and the role of innovation in competitive industries. Discussions include the need for robust ethical frameworks, the challenges of maintaining integrity in a cutthroat environment, and the potential for technology to both disrupt and corrupt. The story serves as a cautionary tale and a call to action for companies to foster environments where innovation is paired with integrity. Predictions for future corporate conduct are mixed, with optimism about the potential for positive change balanced by realism about the persistent allure of power and profit. This dialogue is crucial for understanding not just the story, but the real-world context it reflects. Unforeseen events. The corporate conspiracy is more than just a narrative about a corporate betrayal. It's a reflection on the dynamics of power, ethics, and innovation in the modern world. This conclusion summarizes the key points of the story and reaffirms the lessons learned. The final thoughts challenge readers to consider their own roles within their professional environments and to advocate for transparency, integrity, and innovation. The story, though fictional, underscores real issues that resonate in boardrooms across the globe, making it a relevant and compelling exploration of the corporate landscape.
Exposing the shadows in the corridors of power, where machinations of the mighty are masked, lies a truth so perilous it could topple empires. This is not a tale from medieval times nor a chapter from a dystopian novel. It's the real world, our world, where corporate conspiracies are not just plot lines for thrillers but headlines in our daily news. Corporations wield enormous power, but with great power comes the potential for dangerous deception. Understanding these hidden machinations is not just about corporate governance but safeguarding society itself. Here, we explore why unraveling these deceptions matters. Corporate scandals are not a modern phenomenon. From the South Sea bubble to Enron, history is riddled with tales of greed and deceit. Each scandal has pushed public trust to the brink and demanded stricter regulations. What drives a CEO to fraud? Often it's more than just greed. Psychological factors like hubris and corporate culture play significant roles. Understanding these can help prevent future deceptions. Conspiracies don't just happen, they are engineered. Through planned obfuscation and manipulation, corporate moguls weave their nets of deceit. We dissect these steps with a hypothetical example, illustrating typical maneuvers in corporate fraud. Laws are in place to deter corporate wrongdoing, but are they enough? We examine the legal tools available to fight corporate fraud and discuss their effectiveness and limitations. Technology is a double-edged sword. While it can facilitate corporate fraud, it is also a potent weapon against it. We look at how technologies like data analytics have become crucial in the fight for transparency. Whistleblowers are often the unsung heroes in unveiling corporate deceit. At great personal risk, they shine a light on wrongdoing. We explore several cases where their courage made a difference. Investigative journalism has the power to bring corporate giants to their knees. Yet, reporters face threats and lawsuits. We analyze the challenges and triumphs of the media in exposing the truth. The ripple effects of corporate conspiracies reach far beyond stock prices. They erode public trust and can lead to significant social and economic damage. We assess the broader impacts of these scandals. Enron, a name synonymous with corporate fraud. We delve deep into this scandal, exploring how it unfolded and the profound changes it spurred in corporate governance. Can corporate disasters be prevented? We explore strategies that companies can implement to foster an ethical culture and discuss the role of leadership in maintaining integrity. The landscape of corporate governance is evolving. With increasing demands for transparency, we explore the future trends that could shape the next era of corporate governance. As we emerge from the shadows of deception, the lessons are clear. Vigilance, transparency, and ethical leadership are not optional, they are essential. By learning from past failures, we can hope to foster a future where corporate integrity is the norm, not the exception. Join us in this journey. Explore more about corporate governance and ethics to make a difference today. The curtain rises on a scene all too familiar in the annals of corporate America. Quiet offices, late-night meetings, whispered secrets. But beneath this veneer of normalcy lurks a story of betrayal and deceit. Our journey begins with the simple act of questioning. Why do anomalies in financial statements go unnoticed? Who benefits from the silence? As we dive into unmasking the shadows, we set the stage for a narrative brimming with intrigue and suspense. The players are lined up, each holding a piece of the puzzle. The rules are unwritten, the stakes unimaginably high. This introduction serves not only to whet the appetite, but to prepare the reader for a descent into the corporate underworld. It is here, in the shadows, where the true power games are played. The scene is set in a small, unassuming office where the hum of computers fills the air. Jason, Christine, and Artoria are not just colleagues, they are the last line of defense against corporate malfeasance.
Each character is introduced with a purpose, a backstory that connects deeply with the unfolding drama.
This scene, though quiet, is charged with anticipation. It is the calm before a storm that could shake the very foundations of a corporate empire.
The dialogue between the characters is not merely conversational, it is the war strategy of warriors on the brink of battle. We dissect the setting, a small office at night, symbolic of the isolation and the magnitude of the task at hand. The darkness outside mirrors the darkness they are fighting against, setting a tone of foreboding and resolve.
In my cramped apartment, walls plastered with documents and data points, we witness the meticulous nature of true investigative work. The revelation of a money trail leading to shell companies opens a Pandora's box of legal and ethical questions.
This scene is crucial as it transitions the narrative from speculative to tangible. The character's discovery of the financial discrepancies provides the first solid proof of the conspiracy, shifting the storyline from theoretical to actionable. The analysis here focuses on the implications of such a discovery. How does uncovering a money trail affect the dynamics between the characters and their adversaries? What does this mean for the larger narrative of corporate corruption? Back in the corporate office, a late-night discovery of a suspicious email chain marks a turning point in our story. Jason, Christine, and Artoria stumble upon communications that hint at a deeper, more sinister operation.
Ensure the transfer is untraceable, reads one message, a clear sign of deliberate wrongdoing.
This scene underscores the clandestine nature of corporate conspiracies.
The email serves as a direct link to the higher echelons of power, implicating them in covert activities.
The analysis delves into the psychological impact of such a discovery on our protagonists and explores the tactical maneuvers they must now consider. The office setting, shrouded in darkness, symbolizes the secrecy and the moral ambiguities that pervade the world of corporate high flyers. It is in this environment that our characters must navigate their next moves carefully. In the stark, imposing environment of the boardroom, the confrontation unfolds. The air is thick with tension as Jason presents the damning evidence to a room full of executives. This scene is pivotal. It is the moment of truth, where hidden deeds come to light in the most public and irrevocable way. The analysis focuses on the reactions of the board members, particularly Mr. Thompson and Michael. Their defensive postures reveal much about their characters and their complicity. Here we explore the theme of accountability in corporate governance, and the often painful process of exposing the truth. The boardroom, with its large table and high-backed chairs, serves as the arena where battles of wit and will are fought. The physical setting complements the psychological warfare unfolding, highlighting the stark realities of power and its abuse. The scene shifts back to Anna's apartment, where the stakes are suddenly raised. A threatening message shatters the temporary safety of their investigative bubble. This development introduces a critical element of fear and personal risk into the narrative. The analysis examines how threats and intimidation are used as weapons in corporate warfare. It explores the impact of such tactics on the morale and resolve of our protagonists, particularly Anna, who becomes a direct target. The setting of Anna's apartment, previously a place of discovery, now transforms into a battleground. The personal space invaded by threats reflects the invasive nature of the conspiracy, blurring the lines between public and private. The newsroom scene is charged with the urgency of impending revelation. Here, the trio hands over their findings to a trusted journalist, setting the stage for public exposure. This act of trust is significant. It represents a leap of faith and a relinquishing of control over their narrative. The analysis focuses on the ethical implications of whistleblowing. It discusses the responsibilities of journalists in handling explosive information and the potential consequences of bringing such information to light. The newsroom, a hub of information and influence, is depicted as the final checkpoint before the truth can reach the public. It is here that the potential for change is most palpable, underscored by the weight of the evidence and the anticipation of its impact.
The reaction as the news breaks is immediate and chaotic.
In the corporate office, the fallout is visceral. This scene is analyzed for its portrayal of crisis management, or the lack thereof. S4, accusations fly, careers teeter on the brink, and the veil of corporate decorum is violently ripped away.
It examines the immediate reactions from various stakeholders, from the accused executives to their unsuspecting peers, highlighting the widespread implications of the scandal.
The corporate office, once a bastion of power, now becomes a scene of disorder and distrust.
The physical disarray mirrors the organizational turmoil, painting a vivid picture of a company and lives in upheaval.
With the scandal exposed and the conspirators facing repercussions, the office dynamics undergo a seismic shift.
Jason, Christine, and Arturia are recognized not just as employees, but as champions of justice.
This analysis reflects on the aftermath of truth-telling in a corporate environment.
It considers the healing process for the company and the personal growth of our protagonists, who emerge from the ordeal changed but vindicated.
The office setting, once a place of secrets and plots, begins to transform.
It symbolizes the slow but necessary process of rebuilding trust and integrity in a space tainted by deceit.
The conclusion of our narrative finds our protagonists in a serene park, far from the corporate battlegrounds. This scene is symbolic of renewal and hope, a well-earned respite and a chance to envision a future after the storm. The analysis celebrates the resilience of individuals who stand up against corruption. It contemplates the personal and professional rebirths that often follow such profound struggles. The park, with its open spaces and natural beauty, stands in stark contrast to the confining and artificial environments of the office. It serves as a metaphor for openness and transparency, key elements in the new beginnings that await our characters. As we conclude Unmasking the Shadows, we reflect on a journey fraught with peril but ultimately defined by courage. The evidence laid bare has not only illuminated the specific acts of corporate conspiracy, but has also sparked a broader discourse on accountability and ethics in business practices. This concluding section synthesizes the insights gained from our analysis, emphasizing the transformative power of truth. It calls for a continued vigilance against the ever-present shadows of corruption. We leave our readers with a sense of closure, yet an understanding that the battle against corporate conspiracy is ongoing. The fight for transparency and integrity is perpetual, demanding constant vigilance and unyielding courage. In Unmasking the shadows have been unveiled, but the work of keeping them at bay continues. Here's to a future where such unveilings are no longer necessary, where corporate integrity is the norm, not the exception. In summary, Unmasking the Shadows, Corporate Conspiracy Unveiled, does more than just document a sequence of events. It challenges the very structures that allow such shadows to thrive. The evidence and stories told here are a clarion call for systemic change, a demand for greater transparency, stricter oversight, and a reformed culture that prioritizes ethical conduct over profit. This reflection emphasizes the broader implications for corporate governance worldwide. It suggests that while this particular battle may have been won, the war against corporate malfeasance continues. Each revelation, each exposé contributes to a larger narrative that gradually shapes new norms and expectations for corporate behavior. The conclusion of this essay is not just a closure of one chapter, but an opening of another. It is an invitation to readers, activists, and policymakers to take up the mantle and push forward the agenda of transparency and accountability. The journey of Jason, Christine, and Artoria is a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of perseverance and the impact of standing up for what is right. As we move forward, let us carry with us the lessons learned from Unmasking the Shadows. Let us be vigilant and proactive in our efforts to ensure that the corporate world is not only a place of profit, but also a realm of fairness and justice. Corporate conspiracy is not a relic of a shadowy past, but a vivid reality of our modern economic landscape. These covert operations are not about cloak and dagger, but about spreadsheets and shareholder meetings. They undermine not just market competition, but erode the very trust that sustains global economies. In this exploration, we unravel the layered complexity of corporate conspiracies, giving voice to the silent battles fought in boardrooms and the silent alarms raised by the few brave enough to speak out. Corporate conspiracies are sophisticated and often invisible. They are the deliberate actions by executives or corporations intended to deceive, manipulate, or otherwise gain an unfair advantage. Historically, the tobacco industry's denial of the health effects of smoking is a glaring example. Documents later revealed executives knew the addictive and harmful nature of their products, yet publicly denied these facts to protect profits. Why do corporations engage in deceit? The primary motive is often profit. However, the desire to maintain power, control market share, or protect a company's reputation can also drive these actions. Understanding these motives is crucial for regulators and the public to combat these unethical practices effectively. In a corporate conspiracy, the CEO usually plays a pivotal role. However, other figures such as CFOs, board members, and even legal counsels can be complicit. For instance, in the Volkswagen emissions scandal, it was revealed that engineers and executives worked together to cheat emissions tests, a deceit that involved multiple layers of the company's hierarchy. Corporations use various tools in their deceptive arsenals. Bribery of government officials, blackmail of potential whistleblowers, and the strategic dissemination of misinformation are common. The Lockheed bribery scandals of the 1970s, which involved payments to foreign officials to secure airplane contracts, exemplify the use of bribery. The law often seems to be playing catch-up with the sophisticated tactics of corporate conspirators. While there are laws like the Sarbanes-Oxley Act aimed at increasing transparency, corporations often find new loopholes to exploit. Discussing these legal frameworks, we delve into their efficacy and the need for robust reforms to plug these gaps. The media can be a powerful ally in uncovering the truth. However, it can also be manipulated by corporations to spread false information. Analyzing instances where the media has been a tool for corporate transparency, as well as a pawn in the hands of corporate giants, offers a comprehensive understanding of its dual role. As technology advances, so do the methods of corporate conspiracy. Cyber espionage has become a tool both for and against corporations. Exploring recent cybersecurity breaches, we assess how these technologies are reshaping the landscape of corporate secrecy. Working in an environment where deceit is part of the business strategy can have profound psychological effects on employees. From stress and anxiety to a sense of moral conflict, the impact is significant. Through personal stories and psychological research, this section sheds light on the often overlooked human cost of corporate conspiracies. Whistleblowers are often the first line of defense against corporate malfeasance. Yet their journey is fraught with challenges, from professional blacklisting to personal threats. Profiles of whistleblowers like Sharon Watkins from Enron and Jeffrey Wigan from the tobacco industry highlight the critical yet perilous role they play. Regulatory bodies like the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, are tasked with overseeing corporate behavior. However, their success varies. Examining both successful interventions and notable failures provides insights into the strengths and weaknesses of these bodies. The Enron scandal serves as a textbook case of corporate conspiracy. It not only highlights the methods and impacts of corporate deceit but also the legislative aftermath intended to prevent such future occurrences. This detailed case study explores the timeline of the scandal and its lasting implications on corporate governance. Global perspective on corporate conspiracies. Corporate conspiracies are not confined by borders. They can have global implications, affecting international market stability and economic policies. This section compares how different countries handle corporate deception and the effectiveness of their legal frameworks. Fighting back legal and ethical strategies. Beyond regulatory and legal strategies, ethical business practices are essential in combating corporate deceit. Promoting an ethical corporate culture is perhaps the most enduring solution. This part lays out concrete strategies that companies and individuals can employ to foster integrity and transparency. The future of corporate transparency. What does the future hold for corporate transparency? With evolving technology and an increasingly informed public, the prospects are promising yet challenging. This section forecasts the trends and technologies that could define the next era of corporate governance. Our journey through the dense fog of corporate conspiracies concludes with a reaffirmation of the need for vigilance and integrity in business practices. As we have seen, the fight against corporate deceit is continuous, requiring the collective efforts of individuals, corporations, and regulators alike. In a world where corporate transparency is not just expected but demanded, each step towards honesty is a step towards a more equitable market and society.